This is the At Home with Zac
and TT for the Millwall drive home, reporting and reviewing on a game that just finished at the Den. It did finish. Millwall 2.
Luton 0.
Yes, what a game from the Lions. Absolutely one of the best games I've seen us perform for a long time. And it's difficult to not be absolutely hyped and pumped about that performance because we were absolutely superb. A change of formation, having our best attacking players on the pitch at the same time.
Definitely.
And then running over an absolutely woeful Luton Town team who fell over. They just weren't at the races. It was a game where we dominated from start to finish, maybe 10 minutes of possession in the second half. Other than that, we ruined Luton Town, and it was brilliant to see. I try to play it down. I try and say it as I see it, and maybe after the Wycombe game, I just, we created the more chances, but I weren't overly impressed with what I saw. But today, I just thought we were superb. And so let's go through the starting lineup. We started with Bartosz Biliakowski in goal. We played 4-2-3-1, which is a new formation for us. I've got a feeling it's coming back. We had a back four of Marlon Romeo at right back. The legend that is Murray Wallace at left back, and I've been talking about him all day on Twitter. Centre back pairing of Jake Cooper and Sean Hutchinson. Just in front of them, the two sitting midfielders in Ryan Leonard and Ryan Woods. A front three midfielders, so basically a left wing, a right wing, and a central attacking midfielder. In left wing was Connor Mahoney, right wing was Jed Wallace, central attacking midfielder was Mason Bennett, just behind the big fella up front, Matt Smith. And from the first whistle, and in fact, it's in terms of the first half, it's the best half of football I've seen the Lions play for a long time. Only stopped by a head injury, funny enough, that was inflicted on the Luton Town player by himself, trying to attack the ball, and he's head-butted Luton Town. Chances created right from the start, and that's what, more than anything, I'm taking out of today, is that our play in and around the box are not just on the break. Luton Town was sitting deep, but we were still creating chances. I remember Connor Mahoney cutting in and having a shot that was well saved. A chance where a lovely ball in from Marlon Romeo that's flicked. I think it was actually Jed that crossed the ball. Mason Bennett gets it. He flicks it between his legs to Ryan Leonard, and you want Ryan Leonard to do more, but he just doesn't show the composure.
Did he not hit the target?
No, he didn't hit the target. I said to you, he needed to use the outside of his right foot. He used the inside of his...
Well, the target was not a thing for Luton today, as they hit the target once out of about 5 shots. Yeah, and once in the second half. We then had another chance. The ball into... Again, I said it at Wycombe. I've said it 2 or 3 games in a row. The delivery into the box today from Connor Mahoney, Jed Wallace in particular, was absolutely second to none. You will not find better crossing in the Championship today, and I doubt you'll find better crossing in the Championship all season. It was just the quality. Were pinpoint on the striker.
Always challenging the defence, always putting them under pressure, and that's all you want from those players that are playing in an advanced position. Don't get me wrong, they defended amicably as well. They tracked back, but the quality into the box. The ball into the far post. Matt Smith gets his head on it. It hits the post, bounces back out, and you look like Jed's just got in front of the defender, and he bangs it into the pitch, and it's well saved. And time again, we're just putting pressure on them, chance after chance, corners into the box. Matt Smith is absolutely being rugby tackled, cuddling Zac, like pulling him down, taking him out, but it just no fouls were given. And to be fair, there was a little push in the second half on. With Jake Cooper that wasn't given. So the refs obviously...
It was in the penalty box as well.
Sorry about that. So like what's happened, Matt Smith gets fouled time and time again. Pushed in the back, no foul. Dragged down, no foul. And that's the only way they can deal with him. And they didn't deal with him in right in the fourth... I think it was the 4th minute of 3 minutes adding on. Corner after corner. Pressure after... Good delivery after good delivery. No wasted balls into the near post. No balls over the top, which is what Luton did a couple of times. The ball goes in to the far post. Matt Smith over the defender, heads it down. Maybe it gets a deflection off a Luton Town player. Maybe it gets a deflection off of Jake Cooper. But even still, it makes its way into the back of the net and fully deserved for a great first half performance. We go in at half time, absolutely pumped. I was buzzing at that stage because I just thought, I'm so glad we took one of the opportunities in that first half, because obviously you'd expect then Luton to come out in the second half. They do. Luton did come out a little bit second half.
They were a better team, but they were, the only way they got challenges as fouls was if we literally tapped them, because the ref was a cheat.
And he normally is. It's Millwall. But then what I liked is Luton Town changed formation. Excellent tactical play by Gary Rowett. Smith's dominating them, but he's right to take Smith off. He changes formations. We go to the normal 5-2-3. We looked a little bit ragged. And what I noticed about what Gary Rowett done, every time we got the ball when we were sitting back a little bit deeper, Jed was a little bit overexcitable. Mason Bennett a little bit overexcitable. If you get that ball in an advanced position, hold on to it. Keep possession. Play it back, because Luton Town are going to be then trying to get back, which creates a space where we've got the defenders. You then play out from the back and keep possession. And I could see Gary Rowett saying that to Jed, just calm down a little bit. Yes, we want to catch him on the break. Yes, we want to take the ball up the field, but let their defence get back, and then we keep possession. We're 1-0 up, and then we started to dominate the game again. And I want to say that, for me, some standout performances. Mason Bennett, I thought, was really good in the first half. I thought, even second half, he looked like he had a chip on his shoulder. His skill, his touch, like I said, his ball to Ryan Leonard to create the chance just was the next level. It was is it Premiership level? That's where you've got to look at it, and we don't often have that at the Den. But it just took us to that extra dimension. And without a doubt, for me, who was your man of the match?
It's quite hard, but Mahoney on the wing, his balls were superb, and he shot last 10 minutes, I think it was, right onto that post. It was one of them shots that just goes straight along the grass, and it finds its way into the back of the net with off the post and in. So
I am happy to say now, all day long, Conor Mahoney was my man of the match. I stood up in my living room and clapped him off like I was at the Den, because not just his goal. I'm so glad he got a goal, because he deserved the goal.
He's deserved a goal.
His goal was very well taken. The commentators not giving it much credit, but Lee Hendry sounded like he's got some kind of disease. Maybe he's got COVID. He weren't thinking straight. And the other commentator called Matt Smith Mason Bennett twice. I'm not sure who he's looking at, but he ain't doing much for race equality in the team.
I don't think they're the same size.
Same size or the same race, so he needs his head tested out anyway. But Conor Mahoney is cut in on his right foot, and he's pinpointed, he's lasered it into the bottom right hand corner. A brilliant finish to make it 2-0. And to be honest, once we got that second goal, I was as peaceful as can be. I did not see them scoring. Every time Luton got the ball, they knocked it out of play. Their set pieces were dreadful. They just couldn't keep hold of the ball.
I made a joke about their set pieces. Dad said, "Oh, you've jinxed us," and I said, "No." I said, "So far," but their set pieces were the most shocking thing I've seen a team do in the Championship.
They weren't very good at all. And going back to Conor Mahoney today, I just thought what I loved about him is not just that he's willing to take a player on, which he did today, and he needs to do that because of his confidence, but he was coming short to collect the ball, turning on the ball, then running at defence. The formation today that we played allowed those three wing wizards, as we'd say, Mason Bennett, Conor Mahoney and Jed Wallace. It's going to be difficult to see what they do against better opposition, but flipping hell, it absolutely turned me right on. I absolutely loved seeing what they were doing. He'll find out what that means when he's a little bit older. But I just thought they were, like, Conor Mahoney especially, just his talent on the ball, his crossing at the end of it was just, like I said, it was next level. You then look at the back, we didn't look, Hutchinson at Wallace and Cooper, and then even Marlon Romeo, who, to be fair, Marlon Romeo was a little bit off pace today.
He wasn't
certainly going forward.
His greatest
not at his best, but the other three at the back, so solid, so dependable, so reliable, getting in front of the attackers if they're mopping up, and then plays at the back, building out from the back, into play, where we create a chance in the second half where it's 15 passes and the ball's played forward and we nearly score again. And I'm absolutely, sometimes you're up with football and sometimes you're down. And I know that this is the first time that I'm really absolutely buzzing after a game where I'm not there. And seeing it, maybe because I've seen it so much. I'm watching it on Sky Sports and you get the different camera angles. We see our seats where we normally sit. I don't know, it makes me emotive, it makes me passionate, it makes me want to be there more than anything, and we're not. But
the only bad thing about that is that there's no really, really, really big Mill scoring crowd noise, and the commentators are always shocking.
They are, but you listening to the, they put the fake noise in. And they got two Mill songs. One's not the Monk chant, and one's no one likes it. You think, how can you put a Mill song on there without having those two? Well, we were singing it in our living room, and I hope you were all singing it out of there. I think before I go to bed, I've got to get me up at 4 in the morning, and I've got to upload this to YouTube. So if you've stayed this far, like the video, put a comment in below on what you think. I'm absolutely buzzing. I'm going to play Rocking All Over the World while this is downloading. Do you think that's a good idea?
Yeah, definitely.
Good performance. We need now to go again against Barnsley on Saturday. We've beat Wickham, who we knew was going to struggle against. Luton, I was expecting a decent performance, but not that level. We will see where our season's at if we can then give some kind of performance against Barnsley, who we are usually useless against.
If we can win against Barnsley, then we know that this year is not a cursed year.
Conor Mahoney, to be fair, my missus talked about the fact that she could see your lunchbox. Quite an impressive size, I've got to be honest. It's a game where I've got to accept all and everything. A great performance from the Lions today. I've not spoken about Ryan Woods and Ryan Leonard, who done very well in the midfield and managed to pick up bookings on their first tackles, even though
they literally went like that.
They are bookings, but the ref didn't book the other players for doing exactly the same thing. I'm not going to complain. We won 2-0. No one likes us.
We don't care.
Yeah.